Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tasha and I like to read. This is in fact the second time that I'm shooting this video. I shot the video, I edited it, I uploaded it, I got ready for it to go onto YouTube. The quality was absolute trash. I don't know if I had a filter on, I have no idea, but it just didn't look right. The background was like this weird, blurry, weird thing, and then I tried to fix the quality and it was just a hot mess. So here we are, the next day, September 1st, we are doing my September TBR from my TBR jar, which I already picked out yesterday. I'm not going to pick out today because I already have the prompts set up over here. Thank God I keep them over to the side. Pick the prompts that I picked yesterday, pick the book, and talk to you about the books that I picked. I prompted 8 books and then I have 2 honorable mention books. This video should go pretty fast because I don't need to pick out of the jar and then think about what it is that I want to read because everything is all set. Don't know how September is already here. I don't know how August went by so fast that I didn't even read half the things that I wanted to read. I'm going to talk about my August reading wrap up in another video. It was not a great month, but it wasn't a terrible month. Did I read all of the books on my TBR? Absolutely not. Mind your business. It's okay. But I did read a couple of them and I will talk about those in my August reading wrap up. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get ready to pick these books for my September TBR. I have all of the prompts here. I'm 99.9% sure this was the order that I picked it in yesterday. Not that it matters because you can't see that video. For my OCD, I feel like I need to pick it in the order that I did. These are all the prompts. There are 8 prompts here. I do have 10 altogether because I have 2 books that were honorable mentions if I get through this TBR that I'm going to reward myself with. First prompt that I picked out of my TBR jar yesterday was this one here. It's a book with a one-word title. Got the spooky season off right. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Book 1 in the Wicked Game series. I also have Enchantro book 2. I may get to that after this depending on if I love this book or not. I've heard so many good things about it and honestly dipped my entire body into fantasy and I cannot wait to read this book. When Ophelia discovers her mother brutally murdered, there is no time to grieve. She has inherited the family's fearsome magic and enormous debt. Circumstances go from dire to deadly, however, when Ophelia's sister decides to pay off the loan by entering Phantasma, a competition where contestants rarely escape alive and the victor is granted a single wish. The only way for Ophelia to save her sister is to win, but Phantasma is a cursed manor full of twisted corridors and lavish ballrooms, staffed by enticing demons and fatal temptations, and Ophelia must conquer all 9 floors to succeed if her fears don't overtake her first. When a charming, arrogant stranger claims he can help, Ophelia knows better than to trust him. But with her sister's life on the line, Ophelia can't afford to turn him away. She'll need to ignore the overwhelming dark attraction drawing them closer and closer together. Because in Phantasma, the only thing deadlier than losing the game is losing your heart. I think I actually might start it today. We will see, depending on my mood in a little while. Book 1, Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Second prompt that I picked yesterday was here, a book that takes place in your state. And I do have a book that takes place in my state by a Connecticut author, and the book is based in Connecticut. The funny story is my wife has a plant obsession, which is very similar to my book obsession. She found this lady that was selling a whole bunch of plants on Facebook Marketplace who happened to be an author. So when she went to pick up the plants, the author gave her 2 books. This one, it's called The Billionaire's Assistant by Odessa Alba. I do have another book. I believe it's her cousin or her sister who wrote it. They have a publishing company in Connecticut that I need to check out. A New England Billionaires book. I'm assuming that that's the series. And the back says, home of scenic beaches, dazzling autumn foliage, and swoon-worthy affluent billionaires. Hindered by a broken arm, Eric Salko's life is upended when his VP Rob hires a temporary personal assistant to run errands and help with Eric's daughter, Bella. The moment the stunning employee enters his palatial Greenwich, Connecticut estate, all bets are off. With her life in shambles, Kara Blomquist is desperate to make the most of her lucky break, but the growing attraction to her new boss forces her to jeopardize it all. Like a moth to a flame, she soon secretly finds herself yearning for the forbidden. But with every stolen kiss, with every caress, Eric and Kara know they're playing with fire. And on the back, there is a steam level. I don't know if you can see that right there. Erotic is there, so it's in the box right before, so it's pretty steamy. I cannot wait to read this book. I love workplace romances. I don't know, there's like they're just a thing for me, and I absolutely love them. Can't wait to get to this book. This is book 2. This one here, a new or a new to me author. I did not pick a new author, but I picked a new to me author. She is not new at all, and the book is not new. The book is very well known, and I've had it on my shelf as well as the next book, but I haven't started it because I was a little scared. I think it has a bit of emotional stuff to it, but I am ready to read Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. Obviously, most of us have not lived under a rock. We do know about this. I have been scared to read this because similar to like Jennifer Hartman books, I have to take breaks from the emotional like roller coaster ride books, but I love them so much. I also have the second book, Promise Me Not, and I think there's a third book, but don't quote me. I have no idea. Ariana Johnson has been dreaming of what college life might bring, and it's finally coming over the horizon as she and her friends plan one last beachside summer together. So much has changed over the years, but there's always been one constant, the boy her heart returns to no matter where her imagination runs, her brother's best friend, Chase. This is the summer she'll finally tell him how she feels. That it's him. It's always been him until suddenly it isn't. Ari's heart is in splinters when she meets star quarterback Noah Riley. Her friendship is exactly what she needs after Chase's rejection, but from the start, Noah wants more. Even when their path is blurry, even when tragedy strikes, even when Ari doesn't know her own heart, Noah fights for the feelings he knows they both have, no matter what it might cost them. They say first love lasts forever. Ari's about to find out if that's really true. Seriously, it was supposed to be really, really good. She kind of thick, just a little bit. She's about 520 pages. I love when books are like hearty like this. I love it. Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This is book number 3. Book number 4 was this one here, a book with a green cover, which I was so excited to get this one because this one was going to be an honorable mention if I did not get this book. 4th book in the series is coming out September 9th. So I was really excited to get the green cover book because I really, really, really wanted to get to Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This is book 3 in the Rose Hill series. The Rose Hill series has been one of my top tiers this year. I absolutely loved Wild Love and Wild Eyes. I know a lot of people don't really like this book, like this is their least favorite. Wild Card is coming out September 9th. It's a purple cover. So I want to read all the books before that one comes out, although they are all standalone, so you don't need to read them, but it's just my thing. Like I feel like a series should be read in order. I'm just weird like that. Elsie Silver writes some of the best small town romance spice. Her MMCs are just like so chef's kiss that I just love them and eat them up so much. She always dreamed of her wedding day, and those dreams never included saying I do to a man she hates. But when Tabitha's nephew's guardianship is contested, she decides she'll do whatever it takes to keep him in Rose Hill, even if it means marrying the enemy Reese Dupree, a man who is secretive, broody, and completely infuriating, a man whose work takes him away for weeks on end and brings him back covered in mysterious bruises, ones he won't talk about. In fact, Tabitha and Reese barely talk at all, which would be fine, except when he's not talking, he's staring, and the way he looks at her is borderline indecent. The tension between them has always been palpable, but living under the same roof is a dangerous temptation. Tabitha swore she would never forgive him, but that was before she knew the man behind the mask, the one who's fierce and protective, the one who's gentle and patient, the one who shows up for her nephew when they need him most. He is not at all who she thought he was, and that makes hating her husband so much harder and loving him just a little too easy. And the next prompt was actually book 5 and 6. Wasn't planning on this, but I need to get to this. This is the prompt. A book that scares me, a book that I've been putting off, a book that to take a break from the first 2 books, which means the book is the book 3 and 4 in the series because it's about the same couple. And books 1 and 2 absolutely broke me so much that I needed a break, and I know I'm going to need a break after this one as well. Book 3 in the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh, Saving Six, and book 4 in the Boys of Tommen series by Chloe Walsh, Redeeming Six. This is about Joey and Aoife. Joey is Shannon's brother. Shannon and Johnny were in the first two books. Literally, their lives are just something that like nightmares are made of. So I needed to take a break. I wasn't ready to read this, but now I am. Have the next book in my cart, Tame in Seven, and that's a single book. And then there's two more books after that. Like I don't even know how I'm gonna like deal. Like I'm just like, oh my god. Okay, so yeah, he's a boy made of fire, and he's about to meet his match. The second son in a broken marriage. Joey Lance has spent a lifetime picking up the pieces of an unraveling family. When his older brother skips town, 12-year-old Joey finds himself thrown into the role of protector to his mother and younger siblings, plagued by self self-loathing and furious with the world. Soon he finds himself teetering precariously close to a life of addiction that threatens to swallow him whole. The only light in his dark seas is Aoife, his boss's firecracker daughter, his classmate, and soon something far more complicated. Aoife Malloy has always moved forward, not backward. Bubbly, strong, and self assured, she's never feared being led astray, even by her own heart. That is until her first day of secondary school when she collides with a hot headed boy who sparks a burning curiosity inside of her that only grows stronger by the day. But their friendship is tangled and complex, full of unwinding secrets and feelings simmering beneath the surface. Aoife wants to let Joey in. Joey desperately fights to keep Aoife out, and even if it takes years, that's what's between them is bound to. I can't read, guys. Am I a reader? Like it's not. Mm. But even if it takes years, what's between them is bound to combust, and their hearts will never be the same. So this is book three. This is the first part. It's probably going to lead me to look how floppy these books are. This is what I love. This is like I feel like I'm not breaking it. Like it's just I love it. I love it. Binding and keeping were the same. And so this book here, she's a bit thicker. Notice the size difference. Okay. This one's about 750 pages, and this is the American version. I do know that the UK, I think, versions are like, I don't know, like that or something. He's underwater, but she's going to pull him out, whatever it takes. With his world unraveling around him and pressures rising at home, Joey Lynch's life has never been in more turmoil. Turmoil. Desperate to prove himself worthy of the only person he's ever put his trust in, Joey fights hard to save himself from his addiction, but the odds are stacked against him. Day by day, the water is rising. Giving into his demons would destroy everything he's worked for. But soon, even love seems like enough to reach the surface. Unwilling to give up on her best friend, the boy she's fallen for, Aoife Malloy fights back against Joey's self-destruction with everything she has, but she's drowning too. In this world she doesn't understand with only her fiery heart to guide her. As circumstances change and unexpected hurdles rise between them, hearts will break and mend and break again. All the while, Aoife refuses to turn her back on Joey because he's always had hers too. In the end, it will be up to both of them whether their hearts are worth healing and their love is worth saving. So this is my take on this, okay? Because I read Binding and Keeping 13. I believe that Saving Six happens before Binding and Keeping 13, and this one is happening during Binding and Keeping 13. And that's why it's so thick, because this is talking about the pre Johnny Shannon and what happened to their family, because he says that he's 12 and Joey was much older in Binding and Keeping 13. And this is what's happening on Joey's side during Binding and Keeping 13 when Shannon and Joey were going through all this stuff with their dad. I need to be emotionally ready for these books, but I'm super excited to read these. This is books 5 and 6 on my September TBR. My seventh prompt, which I kind of like, I don't know. It's a book that starts with a K, which I wasn't sure which one I wanted to do because I did want to start the Madison Kate series here by Tate James, but K is book 4. So like that means like that's like I don't know. So what I did was I was gonna go into my wish list, but then I was like, wait, I do have a book that begins with a K, but it has the in front of it, but I don't think that really matters. I don't think so. Like K, like whatever. So we're bending the rules a little bit. And I picked The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. I really have no idea what that this is about, but I do know that I love Kennedy Ryan's books so much. she's a decent size. I think it's going to be a great book, of course, because Kennedy Ryan is just awesome. Raised to rule, bred to lead, and weaned on a diet of ruthless ambition. In a world of haves and have nots, Maxim Cade's family has it all, and he wants nothing to do with it. At odds with his oil mogul father, he's determined to build his own empire, even if it means traveling far from home, painted as the black sheep. Lennox Hunter is the exception to every one of Maxim's rules. Protesting the oil pipeline that threatens to destroy her ancestral land, she meets Maxim in a flurry of stars and sparks. That moment changes everything and it changes nothing. Maxim's family is still the one stealing from hers, and his father is still the man she hates the most. He lies to her once, and despite the truth, he'll do anything to keep her. Lennox tries to hate Maxim, but the inexorable pull between them across miles and years will not be denied, and neither will Maxim. So we got an enemies to lovers. You can't beat that. Like, if it's written well, we love an enemies to lovers, and I think Kennedy Ryan is going to write this well. I need a drink. My throat hurts. Talking too much. See, this is I don't. Yeah. How cute is my mug? I just got this from one of my gymnast parents, and it's got like these. I just love it. It's gold, and it's got. Oh, I love me mugs. Love me mugs. My wife hates me mugs, but I love me mugs. I'm like overtaking the cabinets, but I digress. Let's go on to our final prompt, and then we'll talk about my two honorable mentions. The final prompt, I don't have the physical book. This is this one here, stars or night on the cover. It's a cover that is a nighttime cover or has stars. And I was going to do The Stars on Our Side by Jennifer Hartman, but I just finished June 1st and cried my poor cold heart out. No, I need I can't read Jennifer Hartman like back to back to back. I can't do it. So I decided on Enigma by Runix. There is a little castle nighttime moon thing here. I absolutely loved Gothicana. I love Runix. I love the writing. It's up there with Carrie Lake for me. She's my favorite author. I'm into the dark romance, gothic, mysterious. That's why I loved Gothicana. That's why I loved Nocticadia from Carrie Lake. Enigma is a dark academia romance. Also, from my October book club, we are reading book one in the Darkverse series by Runix, The Predator. I haven't started it yet. I'm just having a thing. I love the dark stuff, the gothic dark, like mysterious castles and like I don't know. It's just my thing. I almost said salmon. Salem's got Salem Salazar is fascinated with death. The black sheep of her scandal-ridden wealthy family, she arrives at Mortimer University as a legacy on the hunt for answers about what happened to her perfect older sister. There she discovers that her sister is far from the only girl to have gone missing at Mortimer. It's very similar to Gothicana. Salem will do anything to discover what dark forces are killing Mortimer's students, even if it means using herself as bait. And Casimir van der Waal has caught her scent. The mysterious artist and teaching assistant has a dark past, a hidden agenda, and a ravenous appetite for a beautiful, golden-eyed girl who seems determined to risk her life. Where she is ice, he is fire. Where she is organization, he is chaos. Where she is precision, he is passion. Together they are explosive, their fates linked as secret societies, and death stalk them both. Says here, Enigma is a sensual epic love story for those who also crave the frightful, the puzzling, the suspenseful, and the dangerous and the dark. That last paragraph, everything that I love right now. This is the era I'm in, like this dark, gothic, there's secrets, it's crazy. So that is my book 8. That completes my prompts for my September TBR, but I do have two honorable mentions. I did mention Carrie Lake. I read the Nightshade duet last month, and it's God tier for me. It's God tier. I read Nocticadia this year. That is God tier for me. I have a thing with Carrie Lake. I don't know what she puts in her books. I think it's crack. I don't know what she is going on in her head, but obviously she's a little weird because I am eating it up and I love it so much. So for my 9th book, my honorable mention book, I am picking Anathema by Carrie Lake, which is a part of the Eating Woods series or duet. I have no idea, but there's only one book out right now. It is dark and there's witches and there's all kinds of stuff going on. So that is the ninth book on my honorable mention. The 10th book on my honorable mentions is Nocturnes and Nightmares, which is book one in the Sandman series by Carrie Lake. Again. Like I cannot get enough of, I can't. Like I there's something about her writing that I absolutely love. Those are 10 books. The 10 books on my September TBR. I have a plan to get to all of them, and I'm hoping I can get to all of them. I am going to do my August reading wrap up soon. I should be uploading that in a couple of days. With that said, thank you guys for joining me. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share. I really appreciate all of you. I hope you guys all have a great month of reading, and I will see you next week.